I know as well as you do, you lose somebody's trust once, you're not going to watch them ever again. I'm not trying to give you misinformation. This video is all stuff we were told that we needed when we started that we realized was complete waste of money for us. So I'm hoping we save you money with this, right? Welcome to the channel of the RVing Veterans.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Bethany.
And don't forget about our dog, the Traveling Maverick.
We chose our name because we RV, and we're also both military veterans.
We bought our first camper in 2020 and been full-time ever since.
Alright y'all, so we've been full-time RVing for 5 years? Well, a little over 5 years at this point. October of 2020 is when we first moved into a camper to start full-time RVing. Therefore, we've kind of been doing this a little while, and we want to tell y'all all of the things that we were told we had to buy that was a total waste of money. We're going with, what do you not need? Alright, so let's get started. What do you not need? And I'm going to get a lot of hate on this video. I guarantee you why. Because people are convinced they need some products. These are all things we've not needed yet. Here we go. Tank treatment. I know. We've been full-time for 5 years. Never needed it. In fact, on our last camper, we used Happy Camper religiously. Every time we dumped the tank, we put that Happy Camper in there. And I'm talking once a month, we ended up with a clog. Has nothing to do with if you're using tank treatment or if you're not. It all has to do with if you are using enough water. If you're not using enough water, get past the fact that you don't want to have to dump. Sorry, you're going to have to dump. It's the way of the world. It's the way of RV life. You're going to have to dump that tank one way or another, like it or not. And if you use more water, you'll have less problems with your black tank. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not an RV tech. I'm not a black tank, gray tank professional, any of that. All I got is 5 years of my personal experience. Use all the water in the world and you'll be fine. Don't have to bother wasting your money. RV toilet paper. You don't need it. Nope, no you don't. You don't need the single ply. You don't need the RV toilet paper that is cheap but costs an arm and a leg. TMI coming at you right here. Ready? TMI. If you don't want to hear the toilet business, skip ahead a little bit, okay? I have IBS. The whole Afghanistan PACT Act thing, yeah, it got me. So I have gut issues, which means I use the restroom more than most. One thing I'm going to tell you is I refuse to have a raw tushy. I'm not using that cheap stuff. I'm not using that single ply. I'm not using that sandpaper toilet paper. I'm only using Cottonelle. So all I've used. 5 years we've been full-time, and that's all we have used. That's the only thing I've ever bought for this camper or our previous camper is, you guessed it, Cottonelle. Almost every toilet paper, or should I say every toilet paper that I've ever tried to read on in America already says septic safe. You hear people say that you need septic safe, RV, all of these things. I've yet to find a toilet paper in America that's not septic safe. So sure, go ahead and read the label. If it makes you feel better, use your regular toilet paper. As long as you're using enough water, you will have no issues. A heated water hose. Do you need a heated water hose? No, you do not. Only if you're going to be in cold climates or in places where you might freeze up, where your water hose might freeze up. Now remember, your hose is like this thick, so it does not take a whole lot of freezing temperatures for this much ice or water to turn to ice. So if you are somewhere that is cold climate and that freezes at night, or if it freezes at night, you better get that blue water hose. If you're not somewhere that's going to freeze every night or not going to freeze much at all, you can probably get away with not having your heated hose. Us, for instance, we do have a Grand Design Momentum, and it does have heated tanks. So we can literally put water into our camper, unhook the water hose that we have, and turn our tank warmers on, and our water is not going to freeze. If you don't have that option, and if you are going to be somewhere you know it's going to be freezing, it's not that much more money to just buy the heated hose. But if you know for a fact you are a snowbird, you're not going to cold weather, don't waste the money on the heated hose. What's the point at that point? Since we're speaking about water, let's talk about water filters. Do you need a water filter? Depends on where you're at. I'm going to say a water filter is for one that you might not need. You might need it, you might not. Depends on your location. Why do I say that? In Arizona, you're going to spend more money on your water filter itself than you would if you're just buying bottled water. So if I'm somewhere out west where there's hard water, like that's a lot of calcium and hard like minerals in it, don't even probably bother with your drinking water trying to filter it. We tried that and we used more money on zero water filters than we did if we would have just bought water to drink to begin with. In saying that, you might want to filter to save your tanks and all of that, depending on where you're at. However, if you're not a spot that has bad water, no. It's up to you. Where are you RVing? Are you stationary? Are you full-time? What are you doing? Are you traveling or not? I'm gonna say that's one of those that is up to you and where you're going. A water pressure regulator. Ooh, man, I got some people mad. I got some people happy. I got some people all over the place on that one, didn't I? You know why? Because we've been full-time for 5 years, over 5 years, and we've never used one. I know some of y'all want to punch me right now. Full-time 5 years, and I bought that little contraption in 2020 before we moved in. We used it a handful of places, discovered that it didn't matter because the water pressure was so bad at so many of the RV parks. We didn't bother. We put it right back. Haven't brought it out since year one. Haven't brought it out since like month one, year one. So, do you need a water pressure regulator? That's up to you. As I said, you're going to have some people that say absolutely yes. I've yet to be somewhere where we actually needed it. Some people say you need it. We've never been to that spot. Somebody, one of y'all been somewhere that you know you needed it. Put that spot in the comments so that way people know. Don't go here without having one. Well, since we're talking about water, let's continue that. Do you need a large capacity water bladder? You've seen plenty of RVers in their videos. They're using their large capacity water bladder. They're filling it up in the back of their truck. They're bringing it back to their camper. You do not need a large capacity water bladder at all if you never plan to boondock. Now, if you plan to boondock, you still don't need a water bladder. What you need is to decide if you want convenience or not. That's what you need to figure out. Because if you need convenience, then yes, you need the water bladder only when you're boondocking because it saves you time. But if you're not boondocking, you don't need the water bladder. If you don't have it in your budget and you're boondocking, don't worry about it. Just move your camper to the dump station and you don't need the water bladder because then you can get your water there, right? On that note, do you need a disposable honey pot, tootie tote? What do people call them these days? I don't know. You know plenty of people who RV. What do you call it? Do you call it a honey pot? Do you call it a tootie tote? I know people who call it all kinds of things. What do you call your portable black tank, gray tank remover? We call ours a honey pot because everybody we know calls it that, I feel like. But do you need it? No, you do not need it. The only time you need it is if you're boondocking and don't want to have to move your camper. Otherwise, you're already at an RV park, so you don't need that. And if you want to move your camper, you can also save that money. Since we're kind of talking about the whole water aspect, let's talk about a dehumidifier. Do you need a dehumidifier? 100% depends on your actual location you're going to be RVing. When we were RVing around the southeast, basically mandatory. 100% had to have the dehumidifier. I'm talking we would dump a gallon or two of water out at least every other day, it seems like. But if you're going to be out west, you do not need a dehumidifier. It's already so dry out there, you have to purposely lotion, moisturize, condition, all of the things out there that you don't have to do in the Southeast. So if you plan on being a Southwest camper, you do not need a dehumidifier. That is only mandatory if you are in wet climates. In that situation, yes, it is mandatory and not optional. There are some things that are mandatory, there are some things that are optional, there are some things you don't need at all. Well, the dehumidifier 100% depends on where you are. Safety or not safety? The reason I say that is, we read back in 2020, everybody suggested the X blocks that go in between your tires and it keeps your stuff from moving. No. You can still drive with those things in. Yeah, you can. Want to know how I know? First time we ever tried to move the camper, we had those things in. And Rob, thankfully I was standing there looking right at them. And so I literally saw Rob start to drive off and I didn't think about it. We walked around, did our look at the ground around the camper. Didn't look at the camper itself that time. We were brand new, right? Those X blocks, when he went to drive, flung out of there, hit the top of the camper, depending on how fast he could or could not have been going, because I actually got to radio him in enough time to tell him to stop. It could potentially hurt your tires. It could potentially hurt your wheels. It very much likely could even flip up and hit like the bottom of your camper from where those things are coming. Do I know if that's gonna happen to you or not? No, I don't. I'm just throwing out ideas of things that could happen. But we also know that that first day showed us that there's no point in having those. We never used them again, and we got chalk blocks that actually go under your wheel now. So if you want to know that your camper's not going anywhere, just get the ones that make it to where it can't roll anywhere. That's what we've done. A tripod. Do you need a tripod on your fifth wheel? Absolutely not. And I will even say this. Check with your RV, check with your RV manufacturer and see if I use this tripod, will it void my warranty? Because only you can look at that and see if it is a yes or no. For us, we've bought both of our campers that we've had out of warranty. Didn't matter to us. But we did buy that tripod and we realized real quick it was a complete waste of money. Didn't really do any good, did not stabilize us anymore. At that point, it was kind of a waste. However, using it at Christmas time, it made a cute little Christmas tree because I could wrap it around, lights around the little 3 legs, and I basically turned it into a Christmas tree one year. That was the first year we had it. But did we need it? No. It didn't give us any more stability. It did not make the camper shake any less. Because I know as well as you do, you lose somebody's trust once, you're not going to watch them ever again. I'm not trying to give you misinformation. Like I said, this video is all stuff we were told that we needed when we started that we realized was complete waste of money for us. So I'm hoping we save you money with this, right? A Blackstone. So many people tell you need a Blackstone to get started full-time RVing. We were told we needed a Blackstone to start, to the point where Rob literally talked me into, when you get ready to full-time RV, you got to get a lot of stuff gone, right? Rob convinced me to throw away my griddle because he wanted a Blackstone. Because everybody, all the guys told him he needed a Blackstone. But he don't cook, he don't grill. I'm always the one that, even if we're doing it outside, most of the time I'm grilling anyways. Me, not him. Now, he will do the caveman cooking where he cooks on the open fire. It's about the only cooking you're going to get him to do. But that's why I say, don't waste your money on a Blackstone. We bought it. We used it maybe 3 times. It rusted. It was terrible. It was basically a paperweight. I hated it. I'm a country girl. I'm from the South. I don't like cast iron. I know. Oh my gosh. What a sin, right? No, I don't like cast iron. I never have. Don't like the way it cooks. So I don't do that route. Don't have to buy a Blackstone. Not joking. We left it on purpose at Utah Raptor State Park for the next person that wanted it to have, because we were tired of lugging it around, and plenty of people want those things. So if you picked up our Blackstone at Utah Raptor State Park in about April of 2025, congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. I hate it. Is it nice to have some type of grill? Yes. To the point where we went and bought a $15 grill at Walmart. Yep. It's a little tabletop one. You can sit on the ground. You can sit on a table. You can sit wherever you want to. You can put charcoal in it, wood, however you want to do it. Not propane, obviously. But if I wanted to propane something, I could do it right here, right? Right here. Well, since we're talking about kitchen stuff, now I get to show you my messy fridge. Because this is something that people tell you need. That I'm going to say you don't need it. And you absolutely can do without it. Ready? Here we go. Time to see my messy fridge. I haven't even looked in here, so I don't know what's really in here. Ready? Let's go. I will say, this little guy is easy. It's a little lazy Susan. I can twist stuff around. But I always heard these clear containers. You need the clear containers. You need the clear containers. Get all the clear containers. And, well, I have them in here. But I'm not going to say you need them. I will say they can be handy depending on what you're doing, how much you're moving, all of that. Are they needed? No. Because I went almost my whole RV lifestyle, life years, however you call it that, without having those, because I bought those in the last year. Sometimes they're convenient because when I open the fridge, stuff don't come flying out at me. But not always. Sometimes the whole thing falls. So do you need clear contraptions in your fridge? No, you don't need them. Those are kind of one of those. You got it in the budget, go for it. If you don't worry about it. Do you need solar? No. You only need solar if you plan to boondock, and if you plan to boondock some places that might be either really cold or really hot, or you're going at a time where you're going to want to use that AC, you're going to want to use a few things, right? And in saying that, you're not going to use your rooftop ACs with solar ever, even with your soft start. Sorry, I'm hurting your feelings for that. We believed the lie that you can install your soft starts. That's my next one. You don't need a soft start. We were sold the lie by multiple RV pages that you needed soft starts in order to boondock and use your AC. Guess what? Still don't matter. You still can't use your ACs. It will overheat your whole solar setup. So what we ended up doing is we ended up moving to a mini split. Not going to get on that this episode. That's a whole different episode. You can watch that when it's already made. But that's what I'm saying. You don't need solar unless you plan on really needing to use your AC while you're boondocking. And if it's comfortable, you're not going to need the AC while you're boondocking. It's all about finding the right time of the year. If you want to be comfortable while you're boondocking, yes, watch our solar video, and yes, watch our mini split video, because we are full-time RVers who boondock a lot, and we are not at our age in life that we are wanting to do it uncomfortably. We're going to do everything full-time RVing comfortably at this point in our life. That leads me to the generator. Do you need a generator? Well, only if you're boondocking, and you already know that while you're boondocking, quiet hours, every single area that I've ever heard of, means you have to turn your generator off no later than 10 p.m. Some places I've been, I've seen it say 8 and 9 p.m. you have to turn it off. So, do you need a generator? Well, I surely hope you don't need one in an RV park. If so, something's went massively wrong at that RV park, or with weather or whatever. No, you do not need a generator. Only if you're boondocking, and only if you're boondocking and already have a mini split to be able to use your AC, because if not, it's still not going to do you a whole lot of good. Yes, it'll keep your fridge going. Yes, it'll keep your lights on. Check our solar episode for that. If you're really wanting to off-grid, check our solar episode. That's all I need to say about that, because you'll find all that information out there. Last but not least, that I can think of, is a TPMS. Do you need a TPMS? Well, we went 5 years without one. I will say, mainly because me and Rob both drive. Is it a great idea to have a TPMS? Yes, especially if it's only one vehicle that you're in, because then you have the peace of mind. You know already what's going on. For us, I'm driving behind him. We have two-way radios. I can always tell him if something looks off. Up until this year, we didn't even own one. The only reason we own one now is because Halo View told us they would send us one if we would do a review video on it. Not gonna lie, it's a pretty remarkable product. That video is already posted. If you need or feel like you need a TPMS, check that out. We do get a slight commission off of any sales on that. However, I'm not here to lie to you. So I'm here to tell you the truth. Do you need a TPMS? No, you don't need one. That's the whole purpose of this video, was all of these things that all of these content creators tell you that you need to buy, but you don't. And yes, I know I'm going against some of these really large creators. Just because a content creator that's got 100,000 followers, subscribers, whatever, tells you you need this product, doesn't mean they've been RVing any longer than we have, and they might be getting paid to sell you something. That is why I'm always going to be honest with you. I'm never going to lie to you. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to watch somebody's YouTube and constantly feel like I'm being sold something. That is why until this year we have denied every sponsored anything that comes through our email. Because I don't want to be that page where you click on our channel and we're selling something every week. It has felt like that lately because I promised a lot of products that we're working with that I would post their videos November in time for Black Friday. So that's what all those videos are that you've been seeing in the last month. But no, that is not our typical content. So we are not a channel trying to sell you anything. The only thing we are trying to sell you is the RV lifestyle. I don't care what you're in. I don't care if you're in the, okay, I won't even say the RV lifestyle. I'm going to call it the nomadic lifestyle, okay? We've been doing this for 5 years. We know people who have crossed the country in their camper van, in a Sprinter van, in a car, or a 4Runner, or a Subaru, Class C, Class A, schoolies built out, like literally anything you can think of, we've met them out there on the road, and we've hung out with them, and we've had a blast with them. It's not about selling you a thing. It's about selling you the lifestyle. I ain't trying to sell you anything except the lifestyle of get out there, see your country, do it in the most amazing form, fashion, style you've ever dreamt of, and have a blast like we have. We've been doing this for 5 years. We started in October of 2020. You can't believe it's November of 2025. No pains stopping. Reason I say that is, get out there, enjoy your nation, and we post videos every Tuesday. If you've not found our channel until this video, welcome to our channel. Thank you for giving us your time at this point. It's been, what, a little over 20 minutes? And it's 20 minutes that I know does not come easy. People have busy lives, so I appreciate you for spending your time on our channel, and I want to thank you. I truly want to thank you. And if you got any kind of help out of this video, hit that subscribe button, check out our channel, and see what we got coming next. But like this episode, if we have time, we'll throw in an extra bonus. Based on time consumption, we kind of want to see our channel do something, right? Help us out. Hit that like button. Comment on what you think. Do you think any of the things that I listed were a total waste of money? Or are you like, this girl is so crazy. I actually really need this product and I love this product. Well, let people know. This video is based on nothing more than our experience in 5 years. Maybe you've had a different experience. So let us know. Drop in the comments. And thank you again for watching this episode. And we'll see you again next week. Bye, y'all.